Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League. This is the GT3 Sprint Championship, Season 14, Round 7, here at Road America for the second half of this two-part championship. And it's going to be spicy. We've got several drivers have been promoted into the pro class from the rookies. Two of which are in the Pro-Am, 5 of which are in the Pro, and 2 in the Amateur class. That said, there's still a couple of drivers that are sitting in the rookie class that will or will not show up. I'm not sure. That looks weird. Anyway, all them chickens on the road. Actually, I haven't seen these chickens. It's how many teams are they fielding? Is it just the same 2? Because honestly, that's not much difference. Or do they have a third team? I haven't looked at the team standings just yet, but huge congratulations to Erica Neville, who finished P1 in the pro standings for the first half of this championship. Mark Foley in second, Nick Mazza in third. In the Pro-Am class, Cooper McCoy took P1 over Marshall Scary, who's in P2, and Dylan Thomas in third. And then in the amateur class, it was Alex Zier, who's going to still be in the amateur class, but pretty much cleaning up a clean sweep of the amateur class for himself there, as Eric Koonsman came into second and Jeff Lubitsch in third. And going over to our team championships, everything looks to be the same. SimCity Racing 1, Jason Allen and Nicholas Mazza finished first for the first half. Untitled Team 1 finished second. Draft Punk Bronze in third. No, I think there's 3 or 4 now. Well, if there's 3 or 4, I don't know the names of them because they haven't been updated here on the old docket. It's the standings, the GT3 Season 14 standings. It's the only thing that matters. It is the gospel. And if they did not put in that there's new teams being fielded, then they don't get added to the list. And so I shall refer to them as the nameless chickens. As Jason Chicken Shop finished in 4th, SimCity Racing 2 finished in 5th, Here for the SR finished in 6th, Draft Punk Silver in 7, Little Lugnuts in 8, Pit Lane Donuts in 9, Caffeine Global Motorsports in 10, Draft Punk Gold in 11, Missed Apex Racing in 12, Cars Racing, Savage Speeders in 13, Pax Oceani Jimmer Bimmer Power Hour in 14. Interesting that one is because Eric Neville is the pro winner and his team finished 14th. Unfortunate. Asa Ray's in 15th. Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team finished 16th. Not doing so well in that one either. Prosciutto Punch Racing in 17th. Darkwing Racing in 18th. Dan Gleesack Racing in 19th. No longer team, I believe. That was just for the first half of the season. Charles Whedon spins out right there. Pax Oceani insert name here is in 20, Southbound Racing in 21, Pax Oceani placeholder in 22, and Shadow Line Racing in 23. That said, there's supposed to be some new teams. They might be running the livery right now, haven't done anything with the name change. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, let's take a look at it. Right now, looking at the timing charts, Eric Neville is in the lead with a 117.6. Now he's one of the few drivers here that 10 drivers that are in the 117s, but particularly in the 117s. We'll go over to Trey Mistack for that example. Is that time that Eric set is very much, the benchmark. You guys from a 10th off, 2 tenths off, 3 tenths off down the board. But Max Poe is under a tenth in range of Eric Neville, but it's still quite possibly the fastest time we'll see. Definitely in practice, maybe even in qualifying. I don't know if that benchmark lap will be beat. Joshua Grasso in P11 now just overtaken by Andre Rodriguez there in actually it was P11 with a 1:17.999. Joshua Grasso still holds the 18.001, the first driver in the 18s, all the way down from P12 to P35. So the grid is going to be really close. P35 Patrick Rich with a 1:18.9, and then P36 Jake Daly with a 1:19. Then further down, the 1:19 stays from 36 onward to 51. Jed Cotterman, welcome to the league. I'm definitely sure you're new. I've never had to say that name. With a 1:20 just outside what is going to be realistically the times that we're going to see on the board. 1:18s, 1:19s. Race pace will probably be mid 1:18s to low 1:18s, but more than likely, look at that. That's something. Everyone's trying to find a way around. I think that's I'm not even half sure who that was. They're completely gone. That was Mark Foley, who is in a livery that's not working. You know, I will hit refresh here, because I think some drivers have updated their stuff, but if we got one in particular, we already know Joshua Grasso, Jacob Simmons. Oof, there's another one down the order there. And they just went into the pits. I don't even know who that was. It's like Chris Lambeth, maybe? Hit that replay button. So what does he do? Ooh, he piles right in the back of a driver, and yep, that's a little Lugnut's car. Be either one of those drivers. Car number 10, or was position 10, Chris Schierling. Yikes. It's in practice, folks. Well, that said, take a look here at these crashes that keep happening here. So we do have Jacob Simmons, Chris Lambeth, which we know, Joshua Grasso. Mark Foley was in the chicken shop livery last season, in the first half of the season, but this livery isn't anything special. Who else? Who else would be? Who did they field to be in the chicken shop with them? Because I don't see it. You know what? I'll just start clicking through these liveries. Well, you can't park there, Sir Max Poe, in that wall. And even if you look at the pit lane, there's no chicken shops. Gabriel Katigbak. Howdy back? Well, Gabriel, welcome to the league. Kadibak? Maybe with Kadibak. I think that sounds right. Kadibak? Maybe the G silent? They're talking a lot of smack about all these chicken shops, but there's only 3 of them on the board. I guess it counts more when you see the ones that weren't actually showing up for races, like Jacob Simmons, for example. But beyond that, there's a new Draft Punk livery for, I don't even know, are they still bronze? I mean, it's a bronze, it's a nice livery, but if they're Draft Punk bronze based on the bronze etching there, then maybe that's being the thing. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you. No one else on the grid. There's 3 drivers that have chicken chop liveries. That's roughly the same amount as last season, or the first half of the season. If they fielded more teams, don't see them on the grid. As for the new people, we do have some new people. Let's take a look. Still a couple rookies. Andre Rodriguez, welcome to the league. Returning with us, Joshua Jablonski, who's now in the pros. Jason M. Allen, Ethan Bass, Joshua Jablonski, Joshua Spears, and Prashant Jayaraman, all in the pros, got pushed up. Matthew Wyckoff and Matthew Mercier, both in the Pro-Am class. And then we have Jason Daly and Mark Miller II in the AM class. Ooh. Cooper McCoy, what's this guy doing here? So they have probably 4. Wait, okay, so they have... What are they doing? Doing some donuts at the end of practice. That is highly unusual. Interesting. Well, practice has come to an end. Qualifying is about to start. And with that, it's going to be extended qualifying, as this is an extended race. This is a more like an endurance race, and we'll get to that in just a moment. One word from our sponsor. Now, Eric Neville, we're back. Welcome, everybody. Oh, qualifying is only 15 minutes. It's just extended closer. I really feel like I should go back, but I mean, the moment's passed. I don't even know what to say. There was quite a cluster of drivers not able to figure out how to exit the pit lane together. And so there's some crashes that occurred before we even got to that blue cone there. So that's something. Go on board here with Eric Neville, who's cruising, and the Acura, the overpowered car that surely not everyone is going to run this season, or this second half of the season. Now, Eric Neville was fastest in practice. Can he hold that down in qualifying? The reigning pro champ. He's got Trey Mistek behind him, who is qualifying, mind you. So we're seeing a resurgence of Trey Mistek, no longer fighting at the back of the pack, but will qualify. And as he crosses the line, I'm sure he'll go fastest for a second, but Trey Mistek had a nice in tow behind him and goes a little quicker. A 17.744. And another driver who's this is just, I'm slightly confused because the track map is showing this kind of opposite how you think it would flow, but yeah, he was through the S's. And Kyle Anderson, no time on the board just yet, but leave it to him to put this car into the top 10. Almost positive to happen. So we see some traffic up ahead. Can you see anything in the McLaren? Not really. There's a driver holding there. It's Charles Whedon. And then you have Trey Mistak just ahead. 2.8 seconds. That's odd. He's not ahead of him. His relatives off. And there we go. Tyler Anderson into P7, now into P8 as Marshall Scarry got a good run there and is right behind, right in front of him with the 18.3. Eric Neville did improve on his last lap with a 17.9, but he's using the runoff here out of the way. Wow. Really running off here to give maximum amount of room. And this is just going to be a busy track. Everyone trying to find it. Matt Benson hasn't gone just yet. I mean, what are we looking at here? He's finding ample time to where no one is around him, and then he goes as best he can. It's close to full. We had 52 registered people when practice was ending. I don't think anyone else has registered since, but it's, yeah, just shy of it. Matt Benson hasn't set a lot. I mean, we have 33 drivers that have set laps on the board. Eric Rodriguez being the last of them. I don't even want to say like who's overtaking who, because it's just everything keeps changing so quickly. Nick Mazza is in third at the moment. Jacob Simmons crosses the line to go into sixth. Improving, but that 18.2 isn't even good enough for the top 10 in practice. And we're seeing that already. Peter Flanner went in through and did just slightly better with an 18.2. Chris Chitterling still out there trying to make something happen. Miles Brown crosses the line, goes quicker, but actually ends up dropping down the order from that. Andre Rodriguez does a 17.700. Just that much quicker. Matthew Mercier did cross the line to go a little bit quicker with a 17.9. Eric Neville, no improvement off his 17.9. He's on an outlap at the moment, so this is going to be his quick run again. Now we're up to 39 drivers who have set times on the board. Daniel Haynes is out there. He has not set a time on the board just yet. Joshua Spears, who's a pro class driver, running the rookie livery, or the rookie accents, which is pretty funny. Now we're up to 41 drivers that have set times. He is pretty quick. Can Joshua Spears get a time on the board with this one right now? That was an 18.5. That'll put him right there in the middle-ish area. P22 for him. So now Tom Smith is down into P45 as we have 45 drivers that have set times on the board. Still a good chunk have not. It's 56 maybe? 56 drivers. But some people said that they signed up and are not going to partake, so that have backed out. So I don't know. Trey's on an outlap at the moment. Eric Neville on a push lap. And you've got Craig Carroll 1.1 ahead of him. I don't think that's going to offset his performance here on this lap. That crosses the line here. He was P2. He's now P5. He's going again. That lap, I guess, didn't count. No change in the order for him. Jacob Simmons did improve here, and he went to P3. Ethan Bass in P8. Joshua Spears crossed the line into P9, so he improved there. Gage Yams in P10 at the moment. Chris Chitterling right behind him. Who was that? Chris Lambert is behind him. Yeah, that's one of the... trying to find these chicken shops, but I think Mark Foley is in one of them, but his livery's not working. Look at Colin Luckhurst here, having to give way to so many drivers and then make his move through the S's. It is traffic for qualifying here. Now up to 47 drivers, as Steve McAllister is the last one in that order there for the 120.4. Everyone's still within that respectable two-second margin. Kind of nice to see that the gap is only 2 seconds. Every driver is really pushing 117, 118s, 119s, 120. It's really performance on a quality. Everyone's going to be in the 118s when it comes to the race. So being in the 120s, it's 2 seconds off of what race place is going to be anyway. Daniel Haynes now joins. He's 48 there. Callum Farley. I think this guy's been here before, but if he's not, welcome to the league. Matthew Wyckoff crosses the line to go P27. Aaron Myers. Another Valhalla livery. I don't think I've seen this guy before, but if I have, welcome to the league. Don't know if I've seen you. Got a good number, 133. Let's see if he improves here. Peter Flanner crossed the line and improved. He went to P7 with his time. And improved time for Aaron Myers into 21. Joshua Grasso going back out from the pit lane is in P9 at the moment. Andre Rodriguez still holds the fastest lap in a Ferrari, no less, when the Acura was touted to be, the fastest car. And yet, it isn't in qualifying at the moment. Fastest Acura is in P5. Ooh! Beautifully done for Andre Rodriguez. Improves his time with a 117.609. Trey is going to have to make up a deficit of a 0.134 to overtake for P1. That is mighty impressive. Andre Rodriguez has opted to not run again. And if he does, okay, he's gonna go again. Thought he wasn't gonna, but he was in the pit lane for a while. He'll probably get one good lap, maybe two if he's lucky. Jason M. Allen crosses the line to go P9. Eric Neville now down into P8. This is very, very disconcerting because this driver was fastest in practice. Mind you, in practice, there was more room to breathe. At the moment, he's got a lot of room to breathe. He's got a 2.2 second gap to the driver ahead of him. He's got a 4-point-something gap behind him. Everything is saying that this lap that he does, and maybe the next one after this, should be decently clean, no real distractions around him. But people are exiting that pit lane as he's going into the S's, and that's got to be no good. And Gareth, we're close. We're very close. We have 56 drivers, 55 I know which most likely will race. Oh, sorry, we have 57 drivers, 56 I know will race. I meant to say, one driver that's registered is definitely not going to make this race, has already backed out, but 56 out of 57 registered, possibly those will still join. We have two that are on track. 3 that which are not. But of those 3 that are not, maybe they just don't want to qualify because it's a little busy, and they're fine to start at the back of the grid. Michael often does not qualify often. Yeah. He typically has just kind of rid at the back of the pack when the race starts and finds his positions that way. Holy, I didn't even see that. Trey's lap. He did, well, it says .000 across the board. He is actually, the scoring I have versus what's showing on the board is that he did a 17.610. He's .001 off Andre Rodriguez's time. I'm sure it's just rounding for a convenience factor, but the timing screen that I have shows that he is it a 1,000th of a second off? Just 1,000th of a second? That's incredible. I think this is a one-stop possible. No, it's not going to be one-stop. It's going to be a two-stop race. This is a extended race. Points are, I think, 1.75 times factored on this race. And qualifying is ending, so I think Trey's going to settle for P2 right there. Andre crossing the line. I don't know if he's going to improve on this time, but he's already P1, and I think it's all said and done. Austin McGill crosses the line to go into P10 with his lap on the board. And then you got some drivers that are parking it. And any improvements here? Jason M. Allen still out there. Max Poe. I mean, Max Poe does not improve upon that time. It's going to be a full fuel for the first pit stop, plus tires if you want them. Gauge yams. I don't know if he improved here in Jason M. Allen. I don't think it was an improvement out of any of these drivers. And Michael Sharon might be... Oh, there's actually one more driver that's out there. But that other driver, I think, is not going to be eligible because maybe... Oh, no, we have 26 seconds to go. Basically, it's going to be a full... First pit stop is going to be full fuel, plus tires. Yeah, that's Max Poe. I don't think he has the ability to finish this lap, but he's still out there. And then that second pit stop will be... everyone saying half a tank, 2/3, depending on where you're pitting when you do that pit cycle. And that's going to take you to the end of the race. So even if you can fuel save, you're still going to be full fuel plus an extra stop for a splash of some sort. Don't like having to do that while I'm doing this. All right, we got our grid. P1 through 15 is out there on the board. You can see them. P16 is Joshua Grasso, Joshua Spears 17, Alex Zier 18, Tyler Anderson 19, Chris Schilling 20, Mark Foley 21, Chris Stewart 22, Colin Luckers 23, Marshall Scarian 24, Chris Lambert 25, Prashant Jayaraman in 26, Matt Benson in 27, Aaron Myers 28, Cooper McCoy 29, Matthew Wyckoff 30, Tyler Kern 31, Anthony V. Jenkins 32. Max Poe 33, Braden Daniels 34, Forrest Holland 35, Eric Koonsman 36, Brian Zaborowski Jr. in 37, Daniel Haynes in 38. Oh, come on. Patrick Rich in 39, Michael Sharon in 40. Craig Reese 41, Eric Rodriguez 42, Craig Carroll 43, Jake Daly 44, Scott Weber 45, Brandon Burns 46, Tom Smith 47, Callum Farley 48, Charles Reed 49, Jeff Lubitsch 50, Steve Gauss 51, Jed Cotterman in 52. Aaron Siciliano's not actually going to join, I don't think. So 43, Michael Othen 44, 54, Gabriel Atabak in 55, Matthew Bolden 56, Mark Miller 57. Ooh, that is a lot of drivers. Out of those that I called out towards the end, it looks like Aaron Siciliano and Gabriel Katabak in 53 and 55 are not on the grid just yet. That said, we are getting started here. And it will be a full formation lap. All right. We have what will be an exciting race. This is the second half of the GT3 Sprint Championship here at Broken Wing Racing League, round 7 at Road Atlanta. 55 drivers on the grid. Two of which not actually here or present, but could pop out of the pit lane. Maybe they will. But they're not in the pit lane either. Andre Rodriguez, a rookie. First race with us. More than likely. I don't see him in my... Actually, no. Andre Rodriguez ran one race on round 5. Oh, so we do it. He's been here one race before. Just the one. He needs another 4 to be categorized, but he's more likely to be categorized in the pros. The pace he has, setting out strong. And we are off. Let's see if this stays clean. It's not clean. There's already a car off. A long race, and so far it has gone to Andre Rodriguez there. Jason M. Allen got a couple contenders here behind him and going too wide almost through the S's, but it looks fairly well in tow. Miles Brown, who's up one position over Matthew Mercer, who's down 7. Not a great start for him. And it goes to Miles. Oof, a little bit of a bumper. A tap. Robin is racing. Eric Neville. Eric Koonsman. That's the toes. Nice. Yeah, so big checkup. No change in the order from the top 7 so far, as Ethan Bass is the one that changes that. He is P8 with 3 positions gained. Jason M. Allen has Jeff Koffold right there on his rear, and he is going to be fighting for that spot as they're kicking up all sorts of debris from the grass there. Alex Zier also fighting. He's down 4 positions. Got Chris Chitterling ahead of him. And Chris Lambeth on the outside. Now slots in through the S's. Not much you can do here, but people were trying to take it too wide a little bit. And so far, if we go further back, it looks fairly clean. I mean, whatever you can say is clean. And here we go. Cooper McCoy getting ground here. Ooh! Matt Benson. Oh, and Chris Lambert, I believe. Wasn't that? Let's take a look here. Oh, Matt Benson killed another Valhalla driver, and that just collected Chris Lambert, who was on the outside. That is unfortunate. That was Valhalla on Valhalla violence. I don't even know if that driver is part of his team, but yikes. Marshall Scari down 4 positions, has Prashant Jayaraman just 2/10 ahead of him, but also he's got Max Poe up 4, battling out. There's both the Valhallas off into the rafters, or into the... Oh, no! This is going to be a rejoin of rejoins. Matthew Wyckoff was in that. Matt Benson was in that. He's cutting some grass right now. And how do you do anything? Yeah, you're just going to have to find a way to get back in. And he did his best as he could there for Matt Benson. Matthew Wyckoff went right back on the racing line, which might have been a little bit more of a kerfluffle there. No shortage of things happening in this race so far. And Matthew Mercier gonna have to go the long way around as Miles Brown holds that inside line near the corner and keeps it. Joshua Grasso in 17th. As Peter Flannery right ahead of him. These 3 are all together. Matthew Mercier kind of leading them a little bit as Andre Rodriguez keeps pumping in those fast laps. And Nick Mazza has Trey Missak in his sights. Look at that. I thought 18s, low 18s were going to be realistic. Last lap, Andre Rodriguez was racing like he was in qualifying. He did a 17.670, fastest driver on track. Almost 3/10 up on Trey Missak's time. Nick Mazza was slightly faster than Trey, but only because, you know, he's sitting in the tow behind. But you can see that gap forming. It is significant. That is 1.7 seconds. But Nick Mazza has Trey in his sights. Now we'll go over to Daniel Haynes, another Valhalla driver. These guys may not be having the greatest race for themselves right now. Maybe he is, though. Daniel Haynes is up 8 positions. Everyone in the 30s right now, and the 20s, is just net positive. So they're all having a great time. Patrick Rich up there, just behind Daniel Haynes, up 8 as well. The driver ahead of him, Brian Zaborowski Jr., is up 8 as well. I mean, these guys it's not even... I mean, I guess it's the midfield in the 20s, early 30s. We still have over 55 drivers on the grid. I mean, that's directly straight there, almost in the middle, and that's a lot different. Matthew Mercier into the wall as... Oof. Who is that? Oh, no. 23, I think that's Joshua Grasso. Take a look here. Joshua Grasso goes for the move, and they're going to go too wide here. I don't know if he left them the space, but they take each other out on that one. So that's all said and done for them. It's finally getting his way back out there. This is a 58 lap race, and everyone's treating it like a sprint race, and it is not a sprint. A lot of things can happen as we have a lot of time to go. And speaking of that, Eric Neville falling through Joshua Jablonski there. Lost the rear. It's the pro champ. He's got to take this on the chin and keep going. He's got this, though. That's 14 that he can regain, no doubt. He's already slotted back in and finds himself amongst a couple pros in front of him, a couple amateurs, AM class drivers behind him. I think he can possibly make something up here. We'll see. Jeff Koffold, oh no. Just kind of lost the rear there, yeah. Didn't take out a fellow Valhalla driver, though. That is gotta be said. You don't want to do that. Peter Flanner up only one position. Miles Brown holding that defensive inside line and is going to go side by side with Joshua Spears. And they get a little rub in his racing. They're bumping sides there. And I thought maybe Peter Flanner would be able to capitalize on this. Ooh, Miles Brown does not like that. The flashing of the lights is usually indicated, what's up, bro? Or not. Sometimes they're just saying, hey, good pass. Or nice defense there. Who knows? I don't know the minds of the drivers. I'm speculating. But all these drivers are doing pretty good. Should be noted, just ahead of them is Austin McGill. Driver in no man's land right now. 2 seconds above him, 2 seconds behind him. He's got a decent race of his own. Gage Yams is doing okay back there as well, or in front of him as well. So there are some positive Valhalla drivers out there that are doing fairly well. Pax Oceani, I believe Eric Neville's the only one that is out here right now. I didn't see a single other Pax Oceani driver. Matthew something. Oh, Valhalla! Just lost the rear. Almost was able to save it slightly, but man, that is unfortunate. Valhalla Racing, when it rains, of course, for some of those drivers, it is mayhem out there for them. Unfortunate. Craig Reese doing fairly well right now. He's got Craig Carroll ahead of him. Craig Carroll seemingly doing the best. He's got 12 positions gained. And it's, Eric Rodriguez is ahead of him with 13, but look at that. Craig Carroll leaning into it. P31 at the moment. All our Valhalla guys didn't do a lick of practice until 30 minutes ago. Oh man, congratulations, Matthew. That's on the P3, in the P Cup, but dang, that makes most sense. I mean, have a talk with Benson. He crashed into another Valhalla driver, literally took him out. That one was special. Did we see Cooper's huge incident yet? No. Cooper had an incident? Alright, well, we got some racing going on. We also got some non-racing going on. So, Cooper towed to the pits. I see that. Matthew Wyckoff crashed. Cooper McCoy. This is it. Oh. He was parked! And that was another Valhalla driver that got him. Please tell me this is it. No, it's not it. He gets hit again. Please. Okay. And was that Wyckoff? Yeah, that was... Okay, that's you. Oh, man. That is rough. We'll get back to it. Oh. Hey, if there's any others you want me to cover, there's plenty of things happening. Brandon Burns, no longer Brandon G. Burns, in the Shadowline Racing, just ahead right now in this Acura with Jeff Lubitsch right behind him. 11 positions gained for Brandon Burns here. BB's doing fine. Look at that Valhalla behind, though. That is something else. Who is doing this? Is Aaron Myers one of yours? Yeah, that was you, Matt. That was rough. All right, Aaron Myers just watching to see what happened. Gets Callum Farley and Tom Smith there. Or Callum Farley's in the Porsche. Tom Smith in the Mustang. Yeah, now I can see this right. Aaron Myers is able to get by. That is Matt Benson going into the pit lane, presumably. Aaron is finally back. And Covancy, thank you for the follow. Or for the sub, sorry. Great Carroll, taking off. Not doing so hot. He's gonna have to follow this one. What is actually happening here? Great Carroll, ooh, he spun. A little bit hitting the wall. And then he's gonna try to join as safe as he can, but through the S's is rough. You pretty much have to let everyone by or just start taking to the grass here. Got a three-way battle for P6. Ethan Bass is ahead of John Javecki. Oh, there is the second Pax Oceani. And Jason M. Allen right behind in SimCity Racing. I believe won. With Ethan Bass holding it out. Forget. And Ethan's going to hold that position for now as the battle is kind of unfolding towards the back here. Another one that's kind of interesting, Joshua Jablonski got past Nick Mazza at some point. I was up 2 positions, and now it's reeling in Trey Mistak. He's actually only off pace. Actually, he's faster. He was almost 0.3 faster. Rounding on that one, an estimation of 0.3. More like 2.5, but he is got Trey Mistak possibly figuring out how he can pass him here. Now look at that gap for him. That's a 5-second gap. That's a pretty good one. As Joshua Jablonski goes to the inside on the exit into the start straight finish and nails that, but Trey having a go back into turn 1, and it's going to go side by side until it's conceded the position there as Trey goes down into P3 with Nick Mazza now in the fight. Marshall Scari down 13 positions, but gained one of them back when he passed Callum Farley just a moment ago. He's got Aaron Myers ahead of him and Tom Smith also in the fight. Looks like Aaron has a good run here. Is he going to pop to that inside? Yes, he is. He also has damage. Oh, well, looks are deceiving. He didn't pop to the inside. That's also Marshall Scari that's making the move. And they are side by side. Are they going to continue this? Yes, they are. Ooh. I can't believe that was very brave. Marshall holding that. Very brave. Callum Farley now entering in to take a position. He's able to hold off that inside line. Jed Cotterman also joining this fight as well. And now you have just a gaggle of cars feeling like they're being held up or something. Joshua Spears making a move and is staying to the inside of Jed Cotterman, who's in that Mustang to the right. And is this going to go to Joshua? Yeah, he gets him right there on the exit of the apex and stays ahead of Jed. Michael Othen also doing fairly well, up 12 positions. Jed and Michael started from the back, and they're coming up. Steve McAllister. Ooh, that was Eric Koonsman. That was off the track right there. Up 6 positions. Right, looks like he's down 1. He was doing a lot better, but had that unfortunate thing happen. Joshua Spears making another position gain here off of Callum Farley down the inside line and continues to push. And got some flashing from Peter Flanner. Everyone's just kind of following suit. Now, the big one that I was kind of thinking about was lap 1. Is this one right here? That's Eric Koonsman on the... Oh no! Oh no! That was Matthew Baldwin who got hit. Ah, yikes. And this was the Matt Benson and Aaron Myers and Chris Lambeth. And Marshall Scary also got nothing good. And then yeah, you know, to be fair, there's not actually that many incidents. Eric Neville, we kind of saw this when it happened, but he just spun on his own. Matthew Mercier, it says he DNF on right there. It's unfortunate. Jeff also just spun. Oh, and Austin McGill. Valhalla. The 30 minutes of practice is, there it is. The tire barrier. Sorry, Austin. That is just unfortunate. Alright, Peter Flanner and Miles Brown battling it out here for position. Miles Brown holding out P8 for the moment, but is it going to go to Peter Flanner? Yes, it is. And then Mark Foley joins this fight. You could hardly tell it's Mark Foley. He doesn't have a livery on, but car number 29 is third in that line with Chris Chitterling of Little Lugnuts right behind. Two Corvettes in tow. No positions gained in the S's. Eric Neville's only down 8 positions. He was down like 11 a couple laps ago. This is an improvement. The first half of Season 14 Pro Champ showing us why he is the Pro Champ. He is carving through the field. He's got Tyler Anderson behind him. Now, Jacob Simmons, P4. One of the Chicken Shop guys. He's got Trey Mistack in his sights. It's only 3/10 off of him right now. Oh, got to go back over to this little battle that's actually unfolding. Miles Brown dropped down a couple positions. Chris Chitterling was able to get by. Eric Neville trying to get Miles Brown onto the entry of turn 1. Now into turn 2 they go, and 3 through the S's. That, don't think they're going to be able to hold that too wide. Definitely not there as one of the drivers. I think that was Charles Whedon, maybe, went to the runoff. Mark Foley got by. And so did Chris Schindling. Alex Sear, I think, making a move there on Colin Luckhurst, or just holding it on and defending for his spot. Definitely going to be the AIM class race winner here. He's driving at the moment. Further up. I think this might be the first time we've actually had, beyond rookies, P1 is a rookie. Oh, Miles Brown. Oh, he's going in the pit lane. All right. He's finding his way out of this. Eric Neville, sorry, Chris Schindling is pro. Mark Foley's pro. Gage is pro. John Trevecki is pro. Tyler Anderson's pro. Alex Sears, an AM class driver. Colin Luckhurst is right behind him though in the AM class. So Max Poe is our pro-am driver. I don't even know what his real name is on this thing. It's Stevens Poe. And he is yeah, he's in the pro-am class, so he would be our pro-am winner. Max Poe. Chris Stewart hit on lap 15. He's down 19 positions. He was. Or he had to be damaged. He's fighting Chad Otterman here for the spot. There's now down only 18. It's Craig Carroll makes that move as well. He goes to the inside and takes a position from Jed. So does who was that? Brian Zaborowski Jr. also got by. It is blue flags, but he was quicker and he got on through. Marshall Scari might have a move here. It's Michael Othen he's battling with, and it goes to him for the moment, but it comes to switchback. They're going to go side by side into the final corner. On the start straight finish goes to Marshall Scari for the moment. Jeff Lubitsch is in the pit lane. We got drivers that are now opting to go in the pit lane. So we'll see a shake-up in the order, how people are doing. Colin Luckhurst challenging for the AM class race win on Alex Zier here. It's not far off his pace. He was fairly consistent there. Eric Neville's going in the pit lane. Trey Mistak also went in the pit lane. So we'll have to see where Trey comes out of this. Anthony V. Jenkins crossed the line. These drivers have a pit. Braden Daniels crossed the line. Trey Mistak back out. Where's Nick Mazza? Nick Mazza's coming out, and he is behind Trey, so his pit stop did serve to be beneficial, as Nick Mazza hit on lap 14 did not get the benefit. He is within a second of Trey, so still battling out there. They were third and fourth before the pit stops at one point. Let's see how that works out. Here we got Patrick Rich and Braden Daniels. No move, Patrick. He's going to follow Braden into this corner. Oh. Oh no. That's gonna be a bummer. Is Colin Luckhurst still out there? Colin Luckhurst is still out there. Jeff is still out there. Jablonski is out on his outlap. He's got Jed Cotterman just ahead of him. This is gonna be... Oh, it's gonna be a little frustrating. The driver might be as fast as you, but that is gonna hold him up through the S's. Very, very rough. And he's gonna get by. But does Trey also get by? Mostly yes. Nick Mazza not able to get there just yet, but truly got to be unfortunate for your pit stop to go through traffic like that. Okay, so now we have Jacob Simmons is in, Ethan Bass is in, Bass. They're all folding in here. All of the drivers are coming in. Jeff Koffold, Joshua Jablonski is rounding final corner to start straight. Now where are the drivers? It looks like there's going to be quite a gap. Jablonski is not going to make it. Ethan Bass is out as well. Jacob Simmons ahead of Joshua Jablonski. Whatever time that was, it was enough crucial time. Jacob Simmons got ahead of not only Trey Misek and Joshua Jablonski. They had lap traffic to contend with. Jacob Simmons does not. That could have been the deciding factor there. But moreover, there's a 4.8 second gap to P4. That's a real rough one there. Eric Neville is staying out for the moment. So is Tyler Anderson just behind him. The real race leader here is Andre Rodriguez, the rookie, in this Ferrari, kind of showing it all, showing everyone all up, because God, the next Ferrari in line is in P24, and it was supposed to be an accurate, Acura NSX GT3 Evo. And he crosses the line to go P1 again. Ethan Bass is in P2. Jacob Simmons has Joshua Jablonski right on his rear there, and he's in suit P3. Trey Misek in 5, Nick Mazza. And you got Jason Allen, John Javecki doing fairly decent. He's only down one position before he started this race. Eric Neville. Oh! No! These are the things that hurt the most. Black flagged Eric Neville. And now you gotta see what happens. Did he speed? I think he sped. He has a black flag after exiting the pits. So there was another driver of Alex Zier. Alex Zier also has a black flag. Patrick Rich has a black flag as well. Yeah, you hate to see it. Peter Flander and Austin McGill battling out here for P19. This is Mustang on Mustang violence. Austin is... What is that look? What's that look? Is it looking at the wrong car? Peter Flanner's going in. He pit on lap 19. Now I don't know what happened there. That was... Because that wasn't really a move. That was just Austin driving on right by. I don't know what to make of that one. Don't know what to make of it at all. Steve McAllister also has a black flag. And he's going slow. Oh. It's Brian Zaborowski Jr., I believe, in that Porsche. Ooh, contact was made. Yikes. Alex Zier is now in P34. This was consequential to him. He had a black flag. He had to go serve that at the moment. Eric Neville's in 46. I don't even know if he's going to go back out on track, but he is in the pit lane at the moment. A lot of these black flags are no bueno. And Alex Zier, definitely feeling it. If we go further up the grid, Gage Yams still doing fairly well there. As you musically sane have pointed out, he is doing fairly well. He's at 4 positions. He's got John Chivecki ahead of him, 0.7. Barely closed off right now from 4.6 seconds on P10 behind him. So this is going to be a really good race for him. But furthermore, Chris Chitterling and Patrick Bridgeville side by side, and that is blue flags. Unless he thinks he can go quicker. That is braking. Well, I guess we'll see. Max Poe, the Pro-Am driver, is leading the Pro-Am race at the moment. If he finishes this race where he's at, even in the overall, he's got a driver of Austin McGill behind him. Now, interestingly enough, Colin Luckhurst, the AM class race winner, if he finishes this race at this moment where he's at, he's got the Pro-Am's battle as a sandwich. Austin McGill needs to clear in order to chase for that Pro-Am win. It won't hurt Colin Luckhurst's race to let him by, but I don't know if he will. He's 7/10 off of him at the moment. But realistically, if these two battle ahead of him and something happens, then he gains a little bit more out of this. Alan Iverson said something about practice once, about how I was showing why we practice. Yeah, and Gage. Oh man. When you field so many cars, it's okay if a couple of them or half of them decide to crash out of this race. But this is interesting. That 7/10 gap is now down to 3/10. It was stated before. I mean, that's a full 6/10 difference on the last lap from Colin Luckhurst to Austin McGill. Even Max Poe ahead is slower by almost 8/10, 7/10 technically. It's more closer to 7/10 difference there. He's got the pace, and he gets by Colin just fine. Good on Colin there, because honestly, he's got his own race to think about. As long as he keeps putting in laps like these, he's going to be fine. His nearest competitor isn't even close. Jeff's still doing fine in P20. Anthony V. Jenkins. Oh, I was like, Aaron Myers down in 39th. I was like, that's another driver. Show up 30 minutes before and hope for the best. I mean, that's all you can do. Tyler Kern, the third driver in the Pro-Ams, and going to finish P3 on the podium step there for himself. But Forrest Holland is in 23rd. Craig Reese is in 24th, just behind him. These are the two AM class drivers that are going to finish second and third. They don't even see Colin Luckhurst in front of them right now, but that is their battle. They have a driver ahead of them that both these two are in contention to beat if something goes wrong for Colin Luckhurst. that was also the case with what happened to Colin and Alexander. Colin was one car back from him. One black flag changed that whole dynamic, and here we are. Ethan Bass passes Andre Rodriguez for the lead of this race. Glad I caught that. And is now charging ahead. The Mustang versus the Ferrari there. And on that last lap, Andre was still was very significantly slower. Now that's would be curious. He did a 19.4. He must have really screwed up, and that's why this move kind of went in the way it did. Gage Yams doing just fine. He's got a lot of blue flags behind him, and ahead of him he's got John Javecki, half a second. And even further ahead, 1.5 to Jason M. Allen. Everyone mostly doing well on these blue flags. You're seeing these drivers peel off and give way. There's a lot of debris on that track, and Michael Otten showing it how it's perfectly done there. Staying level and driving the racing line, but pretty much let them both by. We got Craig Carroll and Callum Farley, P33 and 34. Gonna pop out ahead, but what the heck was that? Oh, blue flags. We've got blue flags for P4, 5, and 4 and 5. That's unfortunate. He had a 2/10 gap to Callum Farley here, and he had to remove all of it in order to let them by. That's unfortunate for Craig. Now Ethan is catching up. P31. P1 and 31. Lap 30. 58. Marshall Scari and Scott Weber battling it out for P28 at the moment. Looks like Marshall Scari has it there and does have it, and he has gone on by. Alex Zier trying to make a move as well. Tries to climb out of the hole of the black flag that plagued his race. Austin McGill and Max Poe are now battling it out here for the Pro-Am P1. Separated by only 0.3. And yeah, mesmerized by a track a bit, but Austin McGill did do a little fake to the inside, but didn't follow through with it. He's going to follow through the S's and still holding out pretty steady with Max Poe. Let's pop on board with Austin McGill, the two-time Oval champ here at Broken Ring Racing League, in the old, actually not the old car, I was going to say ARCA, but in the Xfinity car. Xfinity NASCAR was brutal. This Canadian destroyed us at an American motor racing event. Pretty much every round too, winning with ease, and even on the super speedways. Has not joined us on the ARCA car though, so that is some good news. I think he was at one race actually. Still he persists, but no change after this lap. But now P13, 14, 15, and 16 are all level by what is going to be within a second of each other. And that is Miles Brown leading that little charge. Patrick Rich is P43 lap traffic for them, but these four are now doing. Ooh. Oh no! Oh. The steering is not so straight, I don't think. It may be okay. No, I don't think it's okay. The steering is not so straight. That's unfortunate. GG's Austin McGill. You know what happens? It's a commentator's curse. You speak so highly of a driver, and then they go and it's like their ears are burning and their hands get wet, and then they just slip. It's broken. It's broken. The car is not so straight. Chris Stewart here is up at 8 positions. Mind you, this driver pit fairly early, lap 15 over everyone else. Didn't really seem to do him that much justice there. He does have Max Poe behind him. In front of him, Miles Brown pit a couple laps later till maybe to fend off, but you know, still up 8 positions, not so bad. But Porsche v Porsche, Miles Brown has been pretty strong. iRacing crashed on me. Little Ducky X, who are you in the race? Ah, that's a lot of people that have left this race. Luckers? Oh no! Dude, you were on to win the AM class P1. Oh, that is a bummer. I was just saying, if you bring it home, you had it. Those two were fighting ahead of you. That was Max Poe and Austin McGill. Now they're no longer fighting because you know what happened to Austin. Prashant's pro. Jeff is pro. Anthony V. Jenkins is pro. Tyler Kern is the next Pro-Am to fend off Max Poe. Forrest Holland and Craig Reese are now battling for the AM class win. And right now it's going to go to Forrest Holland over Craig Reese. Yikes. Yeah. Tyler Anderson gets ahead of Miles Brown. And now Chris Stewart is going to hold that defensive inside line, hoping he can get on by as well. He's pushing with Tyler Anderson. Alex Zier had he's going to jump to the inside. Oh no! He spun him! He corrected him! No, that's a bigger crash! Oh gosh! Prashant getting through. Chris Stewart's got some damage. Jeff's fine. Miles Brown. What luck for this driver. His competition kill each other in the corner, and he flies on by and is now keeping it together. That's P12 for him. Alex Zier had I think he was speeding in the pits, but he had a black flag, and he had a service black flag penalty, which cost him, I think, whatever the just going start to end, he just cleared it by a drive-through penalty, so I think it was 20-ish, 25 seconds. But that's what it got him by. Oh, that's how, I guess, you got it, the spot. And now it goes to Forrest. And now these battles and the other classes have kind of changed. Now we got some drivers pitting Nick Mazza, Jason M. Allen, Gage stays out, John Javecki stays out, Jacob Simmons in P5. He got overtaken by Trey Mistak and Joshua Jablonski at some point. Jablonski is trying to battle through lap traffic. It's Max Poe. Ooh, touches him there too. This is just one of those things where, like, these drivers aren't that slow. They are pretty quick. They're in the 20s. But it doesn't look like they're getting a lot of freebies. The drivers that are in the front of this class right now to lap traffic. That was a hard-fought move just to get on by a blue flag. It's going to make things harder for them to get ever so close in their own battles, which is Andre Rodriguez, who's up to 1.9, 1.8. And if you're even looking at the leaders here, it's a 3.2 second gap. And some of these drivers in the top 10 are pitting. Guess we'll see how that works out for them. Nick Mazza came out and he's in P14. Jason M. Allen's just right behind him. This is SimCity Racing. So more strategic maybe for them to just hang out with each other. Go through the race together. Miles Brown goes on by. Ray Misek is exiting the pits. That was a 38.5. Nick Mazza isn't going to get close to Trey there. But they did a 44.2. Of course, they had to fuel a little bit more because they did pit earlier. I think that's what it comes down to. And Trey has Tyler Anderson ahead of him, who still has yet to pit. So it's going to be all good for him. Trey's going to be the first driver out of the top 11. Or sorry, him being 12, that has pit. So I guess we'll see where he can stack back up as some of these drivers are going through. And Ethan goes into the pits. Jacob Simmons does not. Joshua Jablonski does not. Andre Rodriguez doesn't. Gage Ham doesn't. Chris Chittling staying out. Mark Foley goes in. Miles Brown, we'll see what he does. But the driver to watch out for is Trey Mistak. Where is he going to slot back in? He wasn't, I would say, that close to Ethan Bass there. But I guess we'll see when things come out. He's 5.5 second gap, 5.4. And he's out. And he's just ahead. So that is indicative of the pace there. Difference of what's happening right now throughout this race. Whether it be lap traffic, however things are going. That is unfortunate. Gonna play that back. That was John Javecki and Scott. I don't even know who that Marlboro is. Oh, that's Forrest Holland, who just got shoved out of the way for the AM class win. Is he ahead? He pit on lap 19. Where's the who is the other guy? God, I already forgot. Forrest was with Craig Reese. Craig Reese went into the pits. Forrest Holland hasn't pit yet. And not only did he not pit, but he's staying out at the moment. And Craig Reese is in P29. He's on back straight. Where's curious to see where the horse in the S's. Yeah, I think it's gonna be down. I think Forrest is gonna lose the AM class title right now. It's unfortunate, but what else could be said? John Javecki, Gage Yams going at it here for P3. This is quite interesting. I think lap 40 out of 57 now, so I guess things have changed. There's been no safety car as well. Ellen Farley and Jake Daly going side by side. And I think it's going to go to Jake Daly here. Still fairly consistent. Up 22 positions since the start of this race. Jake Daly not able to get the move down into the corners there. As I think it was Michael Charon who wait, Cars Racing. Maybe it wasn't Forrest that got hit. There is that possibility. Maybe it was Michael Charon that got hit. Guess we'll see. He's pitting. Craig Reese is P26 at the moment. Oh! Forrest is out and Craig is ahead of him. So Craig now holds the AM class. I mean, the AM class winner has flip-flopped throughout this entire race. It went from Alex, Colin, to Forrest, getting maybe it was Forrest that got hit. It could have been Michael Sharon. I don't know, but he is behind Craig Reese, 2.7 seconds. When you look at replays, the relatives you're seeing is showing what's live, not what you're checking. Yeah, I know. That's why it was I wasn't able to look at who was who, but there's two of those cars racing, so it could have been the other one. Max Poe just gets by here, and Max Poe was leading that Pro-Am. Oh, wait! Look at that! Alex Sear, who's now cut his entire deficit to one position loss from the start of this race, now in P19. Did he pit on lap 20? Oh, he's... okay. Say no more. He's still got a pit. Craig Reese pit. He's probably going to nab that position right back. There was I thinking it was a little bit different. Austin McGill is in P16, but the driver who's going to win the Pro-Am is Austin McGill. Where is he? Austin pit on lap 32. Marshall Scari's right behind him. Who's he battling? Why do I not already remember that? It's Max Poe. Max Poe pit on lap 34, but he's down in 26. Is this how people get dementia? I have no idea who he was battling. Is he leading the Pro-Ams right now? I don't think so. This is rough. I gotta click through these guys like I know what I'm doing here. Andre Rodriguez pit on lap 38. And he was the race leader and went to second, and I don't even know. He's down 12 positions. What is this about? We got Miles Brown ahead. One position gained. Austin McGill trying to make a move here. Start straight with Prashant Jayaraman right behind. 10 position gained for that driver. But these pit stops really confuse me so much. It would have been Max Poe, but why is Max Poe so far down? Austin pit on lap 32 with a 43.5. Max Poe, crossing. Yes, he's going to gain some positions, but he's P20 at the moment, and he did a 20.5 second pit stop. Oh, did he have a black flag? That could have been it. Jeff Lubitsch had a black flag. Max Poe, yes, there it is. Max Poe had a black flag. And that is why the tables have turned. That took too long to think about. Where's our boy? Where's Austin? Now I don't see him anywhere. This guy is in the pits. Why? And he's towed. Oh my. Oh no. Valhalla Racing suffers yet another catastrophic failure on the grid. What is happening? A black flag, Justin. Yeah, that's new footage, all right. That's going. He got air. So now Tyler Kern is in P21. Horace is in 20. Max Poe's in 19, and Craig Reese is in 18. Our AM class leader is Craig Reese. Our Pro-Am driver is Max Poe. And Forrest Holland is P2 in the AM class. And Tyler Kern is P2 in the Pro-Am class. Braden Daniels in P3 in the Pro-Am. And then Chris Lambeth, P3 in the Pro-Am. My gosh. I will hire Mark to make the counter vid. I mean, you want to see it again. It wasn't even called an incident. It was just said that he was driving slowly. But Tyler Kern has a little bit of pressure here on Forrest Holland. Nothing to be done in the S's here. It is unfortunate for well, at least there's that, and then I don't have to think about the ads. Oh, there's people that can still watch this. It's called a Prime Sub. Chris Lambeth making a move there on Braden Daniels and getting on by, going up to P22. Ethan Bass is behind Bass Bass. I forget which one it was, but he's in P1. He's got a 5.5 second gap to these group right here. On board with Jacob Simmons, who is battling for P2. He's got Joshua Jablonski on the outside, and he's going to take this. And are they going to go too wide through here? We almost can't see, but there he is. Peekaboo. He's on his right front quarter panel, and through he goes. Does he hold it? He's sticking to that outside line. They're going to go side by side on the start straight finish. Is it going to go to Jacob Simmons? Right now it says he's ahead, but they're going to fight this off through the next set of corners here into turn one. We go. And it stays Joshua Jablonski. And through the S's, it's going to remain more than likely Jablonski, unless he makes a mistake. Got less than 11 laps to go. Let's see, this is back on board with Jacob Simmons. This is a repeat of last lap. Is Jablonski going to be able to hold that inside line? Doesn't make the move this go around for Jacob. He's going to follow in suit, maybe pick him battle off into turn 1. Holding a pretty strong line. He's now 1/10 separated, but it's not going to matter much, yeah, into turn 1 like this. Where's Verstappen? I don't think we have a... Ooh. And Joshua Jablonski has a black flag. This battle that he is fighting is going to be no mas. It is going to matter for not. Just a brief look there. Let's see what happens. Was it a track limits? He got it through one of those corners previously, not these S's. So yeah, Callum Farley, who was doing pretty strong, 70 positions gained, lost it on the entry into turn 1. Hopefully that didn't damage his car too much. It's unfortunate. Joshua Jablonski going into the pit lane to do a drive-through penalty, more than likely. S is going to drop him down. He's P7 at the moment, now into 9. Yep, just a drive-through. He probably hit his incident limit. It's Scott Webber on exit, so it's not going to be too much of a bother there. As Chris Schutterling's in 10th position, 1.4 seconds back. Mark Foley now up 13 positions. Pretty good race for him so far. As Gage Yams also up 6. Jason Amell up 6. In 6th and 7th position. Mark Foley definitely has the ability to gain another spot before this race ends. He's only half a second back. Over a race leader at the moment, struggling through some of these corners right there, as you see. But Ethan Bass got a 7-second gap to Jacob Simmons, holding strong, who's in 2nd. Really inherited that fairly well with Jablonski on that black flag, as Trey Mistak is now into 3rd. Got a 5-second gap, I believe. And now John Javecki in 4th, up 3 positions. Nick Mazza down 2 from the start of this race. And Gage got past. It's unfortunate. So it looks like Mark Foley made a spot. Let's take a look at that. Down into the same spot where everyone's going to make the move. Cuts to the inside. Right on the brakes. And nails that move. Go forward in time to see whether or not he was able to keep it. And yes, he has. Mark Foley's now in 7th with 14 gains. Prashant Jayaraman. Ooh, that is Eric Rodriguez, I believe. On the infield. Or the outfield. On the grass. feel like Miles Brown has been having to defend more than maybe anyone in this race. He's only been up 3. He's only gained 3 positions, but has had battled driver after driver who's just right there. Out of the words to say, but I don't want those to be clipped out. They are very close at the moment, and Prashant is going to take the long way around and hopefully able to take the spot, but not at the moment. As Jeff Baffold also gets involved here. Oof, Miles off into the grass. That's going to be a hard rejoin. Oh, and yeah, you hate to see it. He's going to try to buckle that one. That also gave him a black flag as well. When it rains, it certainly pours. And that is a spot gained for Joshua Spears. Eric Rodriguez is a lap down. And through goes. Peter Flanders in P40 at the moment. I only say this because he is the last of our drivers that is still racing. We have a lot. $15 drivers have quit this race, with another one that's sitting in the pits that may quit as well. They got no speed going on right now. That's Eric Rodriguez, and it looks like his car is all jumbled up. Or he's stuck in another car. Yeah, it's 2 cars. 2 cars, 1 pit lane. Miles Brown finally going to serve that drive-through penalty. And he was P15 at the moment, but yeah, you're going to see him kind of drop down the order here. Craig Reese still holding pretty strong in P1 for the AM class title here. Max Poe still behind with Chris Lambeth now pressing on. There's a chance. 5 laps left to go. It may be 5. I don't know. That thing has been wrong twice in the last couple of races, but if it's 5 laps to go, he's got 5 laps to pass Max Poe to win the Pro-Am P1 for round 7 here at Road Atlanta. Also have lap traffic to contend with, so this pass may be very difficult. We'll go on board with Chris and see what happens here. And back off board because nothing happened. They still got a driver ahead of them, Patrick Rich, who's doing 19.9s on the last lap, so they're about 4/10 faster. No driver in the let people by, I guess, in any sense of the word. And yes, as well as it's just been pretty hard fought to pass some of these lap cars. Tom Smith gets well out of the way. Patrick Ridge presses on. And at some point, there'd be the put them on by so they can finish this up, but we don't see that just yet. Craig Reese and Anthony Jenkins battling it out here for P15. And it goes to Anthony B. Jenkins. Craig Reese, still relatively strong, up 25 positions. This driver is doing really well, and with 4 to go, he has just got to keep it clean, and he will win this thing. Chris Lambeth, and we missed it. Hop it back over here. Chris Lambeth did get past Max Poe for the Pro-Am win. He's got to hold on to it, though. Dives to the outside and actually goes the long way around and was able to make it work. And it sticks. And he is through. Jed Cotterman, oof, gets that grass on the left side, and he spun that one. Back out there, though. Another big battle on track is John Javecki and Trey Mistack. This is an unusual race for Trey. He's very, very methodical and how he races, and it just seems like he's not had the best of luck. Whether it's the pit stops. I mean, he seemed to have really decent pit stops. A 38.5, which is faster than Jacob Simmons. It's the same as John Javecki's. I guess the biggest one that was Andre Rodriguez, who was just out of this race inexplicably. I didn't see what ended up happening to that driver, but Ethan Bass, whichever it is, he's a pro driver, going to win this race, so that's going to be P1 for him in the pros. Our rookie is, nope, we don't actually have a rookie that's that far up in the order right now. I'll get us over to Mark Foley here, but our rookie that is here would have been Andre. Craig Reese is a rookie driver, but he was in all the races. I'm not sure if he got promoted, but if he didn't get promoted into the AM class, which he should have, he was at all races. He's wearing the rookie accent. Oh no, the AM class accent, so color me confused. The people need the pronunciation. How many times do you say bass, bass? I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea. Mark Foley gets on by on Jason M. Allen. He said it, but he told me once in the I don't remember what it was. It could be either or, but I think it is bats. That's the white flag, and we're on the final lap here, folks. Now I don't even know who the AM class is going to be. It should be Craig Reese, inaccurate commentator. Nothing I'm doing is inaccurate. If they just put their names in the pronunciation thing, then I would know. They said bass, like the fish, but I think it's bass. I think it's Ethan Bass. That said, Ethan Bass. We'll just go with Bass at the moment. He's got not that far long left to go, and he's gonna have this in tow, win this race. He is a part of the pros class now. We know this guy is no longer a rookie, so this will be a pro win for him. Jacob Simmons in second at the moment. I'm not used to Trey going through the field in the reverse direction. Oh, how do you know which base bass we're referring to? I don't know. Nick Mazza gets by Trey Mistack on the final. Ethan Bass finishes this race in P1. Jacob Simmons in P2. John Javecki in 3. Nick Mazza in 4. Trey Mistack down to 5th. That's strange. Mark Foley into 6. Gage Yams in 8. Gage Yams in 7. Joshua Jablonski in 8, I guess. Jason M. Allen in 9. Chris Chitterling in 10. Tyler Anderson in 11. Prashant Jayaraman has Jeff Koffold right there on the heels. This is going to be a move. And they send it too wide, and Prashant gets pushed off. Jeff Koffold That might be a That's P12 for him at the moment, and Prashant is crossing over the hill and is going to finish P13. Joshua Spears in 14. Anthony V. Jenkins has Craig Reese behind him, and this is going to be 15 and 16. And it looks like across the down the hill we go. It's going to go the way we think it is. Chris Lambeth is going to finish as the Pro-Am winner here in P17 over Tyler Kern, who was just behind him, and Forrest Holland in 19. Max Poe finished 20th, Marshall Scary in 21, Miles Brown 22, Alex Zier in 23, Brandon Burns 24, Scott Weber 25, Brayden Daniels 26, Aaron Myers 27, Callum Farley 28, Eric Rodriguez 29, Michael Authen 30, Craig Carroll 31, Jake Daly 32, Tom Smith 33, Eric Koonsman 34, Michael Sharon 35, Patrick Rich 36, Steve McAllister 37, Jeff Lubitsch 38, Peter Flanner 39, Andre Rodriguez 40, Jed Cotterman 41, Austin McGill 42, Chris Stewart 43, Colin Luckers 44, Mark Miller 45, Eric Neville 46, Brian Zaborowski Jr. 47, Matt Benson 48, Charles Reed 49, Josh McGrasso 50, Daniel Haynes 51, Matthew Mercier 52, Cooper McCoy 53, Matthew Wyckoff 54, Matthew Poland 55, Aaron Siciliano 56, and Gabriel Kadebach 57. That said, that was all those. Trey would be fine if he was racing with that. Yeah, you know, he chose his team. Just car plus driver. Here we go. That said, we know definitively Ethan Bass finished this one in P1. Chris Lambeth finished the Pro-Am win as well. Our rookie is going to probably be, if I had to guess, it's either Craig Reese. No, Gage Yams. It's Gage. Gage finished 7th, and he's in the rookie class. He never did his 4. So Gage finished P1. If the Valhalla guys want to let him know, he won his class. So there's that. What a fantastic result for one of the Valhalla drivers, as our AM class is either going to go to Craig Reese or Forrest Holland. That much is to be decided, I guess, post-race. Briefly scrolling through the driver list here, as everyone was present for the most part. Only 41 drivers finished this race, and this race counted extra. So points really did matter on this one, and hopefully everyone did well on that one. No driver interviews to be had, so it seems. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Tuesday, we do have the Broken Wheel Le Mans series. That is at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be going live as well for Twitch. And then our ARCA... one second. Ethan, congratulations. You joined the pro class, and you're able to set out the tone there. Do you know how that all unfolded for you as the race was progressing? How you're able to claw into the P1 spot, considering, you know, there's 2 drivers that were really battling out for that top spot?
I think a lot of it was I got extremely lucky with a couple of people making mistakes. I never dive bombed anybody. I was never like hustling aggro too much. Lap 1 was beneficial. I got lucky with an interaction at turn 3. I think. And then it was just settling in for the first stint, seeing what we can do for fuel, see how long we can go. I think I could have extended a bit more, one more lap if I had really hard fuel save, but I wanted to stay in the draft as well, which was just you needed to minimize the amount of time you lost, and sitting in draft is beneficial, but also knowing when to pass. Like, I think I got, I think it was John down into the chicane one time because he had a bad exit from 6-7, so it's like I'm under 2 tenths way before the braking zone. I was like maybe 1.5 tenths as we hit the brakes. I'm like, this is mine. So he didn't fight it too hard. Then it was just sit behind Jacob until the pit stop, and then I short fueled the first stop, to get track position because I was in like a free 4-car train.
Yeah.
So I just clean air is so important at Road Atlanta. It's unbelievably important. And once I came out, I was unexpectedly behind the race leader, who I then started hustling because I knew I could get to the end of the race regardless of how much fuel I burnt. I was underneath the maximum amount of fuel that the car would take, so I could go just full burn. And it was beneficial because we caught lap traffic at a really awkward spot for him. And it ended up with me then just getting, again, a run down the back straight and passing to chicane. And then I just never saw him again.
Yeah, that's very interesting, as well as Andre Rodriguez, who I don't even know what happened to his race, but he did get a black flag at one point. I think he crashed his car, but he seemed to be well in hand, a couple seconds ahead of everybody, but then something must have happened. But I mean, congratulations to yourself on that win, first win for you being in the pros class now. And is it Bass again, or is it Bass?
It's Bass.
Bass. I knew it was Bass. I think it was Bass. So, okay, I'll try to remember that for the next time. But
No worries.
great job on the win. I mean, you had everyone in tow there. Jacob Simmons, who was a ways back from you. Everyone else. I'm sure the lap traffic must have been a little bit of a deciding factor for some things. I did notice there was two drivers that were. I think Joshua Jablonski was one of them who finished further down, but he had a drive-through penalty. But when he did his first stint, he got stuck behind some AM class drivers in the S's, and he was really slowed down. Like you could tell, like physically, he was going to have a problem. And that's, I think, when Jacob was able to jump him, and you were able to get there as well. So good on you. That was a great race, and extra points for this race because it was a longer format race. So congratulations.
Yep, thanks very much. I mean, I didn't actually really. There's only a couple of spots where I think the AMs or the back markers were a bit awkward, but nothing too crazy. I think that was actually pretty well done by a lot of the people. They would on corner exit they would blend right or left, and it would be obvious what they were doing. They would then
Mm-hmm.
lift. When you got overlap, they would lift into the corner, and you weren't fighting them into the braking zone. It was all good fun. Like I
Yeah,
said, that was. I'm still surprised I came out after the second stop so far in the lead, even regardless of Andrea's potential penalty. I don't know what happened to him, but I was still kind of surprised. I'm like, I did not expect this to turn out like this, especially starting 11th. But
yeah, it was very
fortunately,
surprising. Is I mean,
I'm a better race engineer than I'm a driver, apparently.
yeah, the other thing is, it's like I would like to know what specifically went wrong with everyone's actions that were going through that were in the top, 7-ish spots, because a lot of things kind of unfolded as the race had occurred for, all those circumstances to get you to where you were at. But all in your favor, congratulations. And it didn't work out for the other classes, I'll tell you that. There was an AM class driver who was well in hand to win, but his thing got disconnected. Pro am drive through penalty, so he lost out his spot. Like it just kept unfolding for other classes. So congratulations for your own win there, and everything worked out.
Yeah, the Orbit Drop Bear Motorsport car went pretty damn well. Like I said, it was disappointing to be 11th in qualifying. I guess I made a setup tweak that wasn't beneficial to the car, and
Hmm.
then we just slowly but steadily made the correct decisions in the race. I think track position and clean air was the decisive thing with the short fuel stop for the first one. I was able to get. I only made it as short as to get left side tires. I then took left side tires again on the final stop, and we were golden.
Sounds awesome, man. Sounds awesome. Thank you again for joining me, and again, congratulations, round 7 here at Road Atlanta. Can't wait to see what you do in round 8.
Yeah, I forget where we are, but I'll be ready.
Yep. All right. Take care.
Thanks, lads.
There you have it. There's pronounce the pronunciation. It's the fish Bass. Ethan Bass winning that one. Congratulations to all the other winners. And everyone, thank you for joining me in the chat. And as I was saying, ARCA is on Wednesdays, Brooklyn Le Mans on Tuesday, V-Verse Races on Thursday, all Eastern Standard Time at 9 p.m. Join us for those things. Thank you for joining us, and see you later.